stand here with tears and just a humbled heart and spirit, because his story reminds us all that to live free is the greatest gift, but to die free is the greatest victory. Happy birthday, my Charlie. Happy Freedom Day. God bless you.
Erica Kirk with a powerful tribute to her late husband, Charlie. She accepted the Presidential Medal of Freedom on his behalf yesterday. And meanwhile, the State Department is taking action to push back on left-wing violence and hate, the kind that cost Charlie Kirk his life. The department revoked the visas of at least 6 people over vile comments that were made on his assassination. The department said in a statement, quote, "The United States has no obligation to host foreigners who wish death on Americans. The State Department continues to identify visa holders who celebrated the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk," end of quote. The department also posted some examples. When fascists die, Democrats don't complain. Kirk, who died too late. There are people who deserve to die. There are people who would make the world better off dead. President Trump also called out left-wing violence in his speech.
We've watched legions of far-left radicals resort to desperate acts of violence and terror because they know that their ideas and arguments are persuading no one. They know that they're failing. They have the devil's ideology, and they're failing, and they know it. They feel it, and they become violent. They seem to become very violent on the left.
President Trump also referenced several other incidents as well, such as the 2 assassination attempts against him, threats to conservative justices, and the anti-ICE shooting in Dallas. We're scrolling it. In focus now, Ben Ferguson, host of the Ben Ferguson Show. Ben, it is disgusting that there are enough to scroll.
There's enough to scroll, and I think we're at a pivotal point right now in this country where Democrats need to understand that they have to stop advocating, supporting, and normalizing this type of violent rhetoric and behavior. They have not learned from Charlie Kirk's assassination. We've seen it with what they've been saying about the president and the government shutdown. We've seen it how they're defending these pages that dox ICE agents. They're losing their minds yesterday because one of those pages on Facebook was taken down. They're like, well, this is the president being a dictator and a tyrant, and this is him going against free speech. You have the right to say something. You also have the right to be held accountable for it. You look at the people they just expelled from this country, and there are people like, well, this is what dictators and tyrants do. No, no, no. It is a privilege to come into the United States of America and to have a visa. And if you want to come into this country and you want to hate America and you're advocating for violence against any American, I want to be clear, whether it's Nancy Pelosi or Donald Trump or AOC, you don't get that privilege. You're not an American citizen. We're not going to keep you in this country, is what the president said, if you're actively advocating for the destruction and the death of either the country or American citizens. So I'm glad that they're revoking these visas. I think they should do more. I think they should be looking at college campuses where so much of this is festered in the hate towards Jewish people, towards conservatives, and towards the President of the United States of America. You don't get to come to this country as a privileged guest and then act this way.
Yeah, I mean, it's about being a sovereign nation.
Yes.
Yeah, that sovereignty doesn't just stop at the border. It's all over the United States where you threaten American citizens. You can go anywhere.
Sure.
You just can't stay here. All right. Jay Jones, Virginia Democrat candidate for Attorney General, is facing his own political violence scandal over those 2022 text messages where he fantasized about killing a Republican rival and the rival's own children. So, Virginia's lone AG debate is tomorrow. The term-limited governor, Glenn Youngkin, weighed in on Jay Jones' race and the race for his replacement. Watch.
He doesn't have the moral clarity or the courage to step out of this race. And we have Democrat leaders across the state who are trying to pretend like he didn't really say this. Abigail Spanberger, who is the Democrat candidate for governor, had 3 chances in a recent debate for her to say that she doesn't support Jay Jones anymore. And she refused to do it. And it just is another window into the calculus of we'll do anything in order to win coming out of the Democrat Party.
This does not seem like a hard thing, but Democrats can't seem to make the right choice here.
Look, I see people like Jones, when they get in trouble, they don't want to give up their last chance of trying to save themselves. And so they're like, I'm going to stay in. I am truly shocked that the Democratic Party didn't look at this moment, especially after what we just saw with Charlie Kirk, and say, hey, this guy needs to drop out. We're willing to make sure that we're not a party advocating for this. But this goes back to the core. The Democratic Party, there is a wing of it that is a domestic terrorist organization. They will protect and defend and advocate for anyone that's calling for violence. These text messages are beyond horrific. And you shouldn't have to worry if you're a conservative in the state that this individual may weaponize the government against you. If this is what he believes about conservatives and your children, can you trust this AG to represent you if you are wronged in that state? The Democratic Party has lost their way, and it's really scary.
So for those people who push back and say, oh, not all Democrats, you said, no, there is a faction within the party. And
Yes.
you know how you know who they are? Because they can't stay away from the cameras and the microphones.
Correct.
Your last word.
No, and that's where we are. And I think this needs to be an honest discussion about when is the Democratic Party going to either A, implode, or they're going to start policing themselves because they are advocates for Hamas. They are advocates for violence against Americans. They celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. We are seeing it. It's online, and they're supporting it. And so at some point, Schumer and others, whoever they call their leader, I don't think it's Mandani yet, but whoever their leader is, needs to wake up and realize, like, I have a moral obligation as a human being, as an American, to say no to this. And they won't do it.
Ben Ferguson, always great to have you in
Good to
focus.
see you.
Thank you. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
I'll stay.
Democrat candidate for governor, Katie Porter, is kind of, sort of, maybe apologizing for those viral leaked videos of her berating her staff and being rude to a journalist. Now, it wasn't just about that. She didn't want to finish the interview because the questions got hard. Notably, Katie Porter dodged repeated questions on one important thing. Watch.
Can voters be confident that there won't be another one of those videos that's going to come to light?
What I do know is that I could have done better in that situation.
But that's not a no. So is there potentially another video that we're going to see?
I'm going to be honest with you. I know that video, and that video was several years ago, as you know, and I apologize to the staffer. That's super important to me, and will continue to try to hold myself to do better. That's what I can promise.
Can we get a timeline on the apology?
Yeah, like
she said it was years ago, but was it today's pressure that got her to apologize? Anyway,
remember 2 years ago, that video? Sorry.
Yeah. In case you missed them, here's more.
Hang on one second, everybody.
No, we should put the computer up on it.
Yes, we should have. Yes. Okay, everybody, I'm not that dark.
That's too dark.
Just a minute. And the state could lose. Get out of my shot.
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question.
Oh, good gosh, the follow-ups. Look, I give her credit for at least admitting that, could be more stuff out there. The stuff is real.
Yeah.
She can't deny it. It's not AI.
I'm having to apologize for arguments I had that I don't even remember because apparently this is who she is as an actual person. And that's where voters have to look at this and go, is this really someone that you want in charge? And I understand, like, you're liberals and you rally, but, like, come on, is this how you want someone to treat their family, their friends, the people that work for them? And then she's like, well, I mean, there may be more. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure she's thinking, I hope a lot of them weren't taped. But that behavior is not a one-off when there's this many videos. That is how you act every day in private.
So, and it's also such a huge commentary on how she doesn't read the room. The room has cameras in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows that it does.
Yeah.
It's not a secret.
Elitism 101. I'm better than all of you. You're all my minions. You're beneath me. Do you know who I am? That's basically what she does for the last several years.
You almost wrote like an opposition within the Democratic Party's new ad.
I mean,
Whoever
I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help.
Ben, all right, for a second time, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.